All right, boys. Give me 1 second and we're going live. Oh, yes. Fancy schmancy. All right. Hello, everyone, tuning in to another wonderful episode with Late Night with Chefs, hosted by Truffle Boy and Doug. And we have a wonderful guest chef tonight, Chef Dennis. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Another heavy hitter. How you feeling tonight, Dennis? Awesome. Well, I'm back in Chicago, the Windy City. So cold, so cold, so cold, so cold. Dennis did a one winter here in Chicago. One winter, two winters. How was that compared to Virginia? Awesome. So yeah, but you can't roll around on your skateboard. I was on the scooter and he was on the skateboard all the time. I sold the scooter, so I don't feel bad. I stopped the commute. Fucking COVID. Getting on that subject, Dennis, I want to know everything about you. Starting, why did you get into this wonderful, lovely industry, the culinary world, and your early background story. And then we can chat about this really shitty COVID situation that we have on our hands.
because
Yeah.
people trust in that business model, I think, because
Yeah.
like you said, all the steps are they're already there every single day. It wasn't like they had to do a lot of reworking of their internal systems,
Mm-hmm.
like a French Laundry or any three Michelin star restaurant that's now trying to survive. It's a
Right.
completely it's a different environment entirely.
Yeah, restaurants like that, like you almost have to have your full trust in them because a lot of the stuff they're doing modifications themselves, and you're just trusting that they do it properly. And now that COVID's happening, people are like having less trust in anybody.
Right. No, I know a lot of, high end chefs that will, use a Bain Marie and they have their spoons in there and the plating spoon is the same spoon that they taste with. They put it back in the
Yeah,
water and wash it off. And
no,
like
that's a spoon for your
for
tasting.
COVID, that's a no-go.
Super no go.
Right. And so
Plastic spoons, man. Plastic
yeah,
spoons are the way to go.
exactly.
You get the
Exactly.
eco-friendly ones; they biodegrade. It's no harm, no foul.
Exactly. And
So,
so you're right, that mentality of
To interrupt you guys real quick, have you guys ever ordered those gelato tasting spoons by accident?
yeah, the little
yeah.
small ones. Yeah, but they're also
Yeah, I
eco-friendly,
finally
so it doesn't matter. They're perfect for
yeah.
tasting. They're
Yeah.
perfect for tasting because
They
like
really
they
are.
pack
They
in the
just
cereal.
they're the funniest thing. I remember my chef's like, "Oh, go grab a box of tasting spoons," and like I open them, I bring the box down, and I open them, and it's like these tiny gelato, and
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
"Oh, this is kind of neat," but like you can't
It's
really put
perfect though. If
a
you're only
piece of
gonna
my
taste
taki
it,
on it, or you know what I
true.
mean.
Nothing large. True.
I
Yeah.
think the ones we used at Royster were a little obsessive. They
Yeah,
were,
they were
dude. They were
huge.
like the nicest tasting spoons you'll use. They're
Really?
Yeah,
like these black, stiff tasting spoons.
like
Um,
you can put that in your pocket and use it for lunch later.
exactly. It wasn't like the
Uh,
shitty spork ones, but I
you
mean,
Not
go
at
home to
all.
Vlad's
They
house, his
weren't
whole
bio.
drawer is full of those spoons.
hey, don't tell anybody.
He's like, I didn't need to buy any spoons. Just
Why
use the tasting spoons.
getting all my
They weren't
secrets out?
biodegradable either.
No, they weren't.
Vlad, why are
They were
these
just straight
old tasting
plastic.
spoons in your pocket?
It's how I roll.
Don't worry about it, chef. Hard
So you can
times.
taste them
Yeah,
my
what do you
tacos
mean?
later.
I'm just recycling these.
This is
So
double
these are mine
use.
from the house. I brought them in.
My drawers are becoming full of delis and little 8x6 to go containers lately, which is kind of cool, but it's like also kind of a hassle. I don't know whether to throw them away or bring them back to the restaurant.
Well, I do like a bunch of private things, so I love the delis.
You need the delis, yeah.
Yes.
The
I like the
delis
delis because it's a Tupperware for free.
for free. Exactly.
Like
Exactly. And the quart ones make great drinking glasses.
super delis.
Exactly. So, sounds like you were saying Arby's and then into masonry, and then you were in Virginia when you got your first cooking job, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. My first joint was at the Red Hen. It was in Lexington, Virginia.
Okay.
We had like 22 seats if the patio was open. If it wasn't, it was
Wow.
a 16-seat restaurant, farm to table. It was the chef, the sous chef, and then me. I was on pantry. And honestly, it was the most intimate thing I've ever done, and it was beautiful. I
That's
want to open
awesome.
a restaurant exactly like it, just a different style menu.
Yeah.
And Doug,
There's
just so you
something
know,
about
Dennis
feeding.
is very intimate with the food and customer relationship. He's all about that.
Yeah, it's super important.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think every kitchen I've ever worked in has been an open kitchen as well. So I feel like that kind of changes your mindset on things.
Oh, okay. That's
So,
awesome. My kitchen I used to work for Disney. My kitchen at the Disney resort was open, which it was for Disney, it was very small. It was only 68-seat restaurant. So for Disney, it's very, very intimate experience like you're describing. But I think
right.
the open kitchen concept's really cool. The kitchen I'm in now is not really open. And you definitely have a different sort of affinity for when you're cooking something and you can't see the person who's eating it. I agree.
Yeah, I feel like the open kitchen is also good because, so when you're doing, think about it like when you get a health inspection. When you know you're crushing it, it's just like, hey John, how you doing? yeah, I'll be over here. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Right.
And they do their inspection. Everything's good.
Right.
It forces you to cook like that, which is how I want everybody to cook anyway. But so we have, including the patio, we have a 74-seat restaurant, and 7 seats are at the chef's counter. Obviously they're not there now because COVID.
Right.
But and the chef's counter to the saute reach-in is literally about 6 inches apart. Then you have your 24-inch counter for the guests to eat on, and then after that 2 feet, there's the deli reach-in for the saute or the fish cook. So
Yeah. So I'm intrigued because my mom is retired Navy, so I lived in Virginia for 3 years, but I was young and we were over by like Chesapeake Bay area. So
okay.
where would you put like Virginia's culinary scene? Because it's definitely not a state that sort of pops out, at least in my head. So
Yeah,
what kind of
so
sets that apart?
there's definitely not, on the beach, it's mostly shellfish, seafood, or like touristy quick hotel stuff.
Right.
There's
Wait, is
some
it conch
restaurants,
fritters, chicken sandwiches, coconut shrimp, and
pretty
burgers?
much, like a seafood buffet type thing. It's all good
Yeah.
seafood, but it's nothing like, oh, this guy sit there and wrote this because he tasted this herb, and it's nothing like that.
Right.
There is a food scene though, but it's kind of more towards central Virginia.
Okay.
So if you're from the Chesapeake, take 64 west, about 2.5 hours. It starts in about Richmond. I think there's a handful of good restaurants in Richmond, but per
Okay.
capita, I don't think Richmond's a food area, period. It's a college kid area. It's kind of like a hardcore grunge area.
Right.
The dive bars and stuff like that is what thrives in Richmond, and tacos. They're great food,
Yeah,
but
tacos and dive bars. That
it's
sounds
not
delicious. Yeah.
nothing elegant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's about a handful of restaurants, but in Charlottesville and kind of Stanton area, there's more restaurants, and still not as much as Chicago or New York, but to how many people live in the state,
Yeah.
you're never going to find 15, 20, farm to table restaurants because there's just not that many people.
Right.
So
that's cool. So you would say it's kind of up and coming, maybe like a Seattle type food scene, or is it still a little bit behind the curve?
I don't think it's ever really going to get big, for the sake that like the Clifton, I worked there. It's Thomas Jefferson's daughter's house. So
wow.
the house is old as dirt,
Yeah.
It's a hotel. It's been a hotel for about 30 years. There's always been like a known fine dining restaurant there.
Okay.
It's more of like a getaway spot. Like, I don't think it's ever going to become huge.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like, well, in 2006, Charlottesville was voted the #1 place to live in the world. So it's kind of one of those like getaway joints.
2011
like,
though.
Woods. They purposely keep it in the woods. They don't let Walmart and Target and stuff like that into the city. Well, it's technically a town, so
it's like a bougie Evanston type of deal, Winnetka style.
But with
super
woods.
white people, super white people.
But with like woods and
Patagonia at its finest.
Yes.
Shout out Patagonia.
Shout out Patagonia.
All right, I completely missed that one. Can you guys explain to me?
It's a outdoor
like
clothing
of like hipster hiking white person. Like,
yeah.
I have a thermos that stays cold for 3 days.
I thought we were talking about Francis Melman Patagonia.
No. That's cool Patagonia.
Yeah,
that's true Patagonia.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that episode? Cool. American Dad with the 7 fires. How they're making fun of Francis Melman and stuff, but in a funny way.
I don't support anything that makes fun of Francis Melman.
In a funny way. I mean, it was an alien making 7 different types of fires. I mean, it was pretty fucking funny.
I'm joking, but I didn't see it.
No, it was it's pretty good.
That's pretty funny. So what were these different types of fires? Lava? Would you have like laser fire?
I couldn't tell you. We'd have to watch it all together again.
One day.
Pretty intoxicated.
One day we'll sit down and watch American Dad together.
Is weed legal in Virginia now, Dennis?
It's decriminalized, so it's like a $25 fine with anything under an ounce. And the House is making it decriminalized in the whole United States. At least they're trying to, which is cool.
Yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, woo woo.
That's cool.
Even though we have a recreational now in Chicago, Illinois.
I know. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, dude. And the places that they're popping up is pretty cool too. It's just like straight in front of your face, like Sunnyside Marijuana Dispensary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
or over there in Juliet. Wait, what?
no, a lot of great stuff. Well, Dennis, I'm very interested how you ended up being in Chicago. How did that whole thing go down? What took place? You know, where were you at before you left? And then why you left there too.
Before I left Chicago?
Well, no, why you left Virginia in the first place to come to Chicago?
Right,
like
so,
what? I mean, that's a pretty big move, right?
The story starts in 2018. I'm doing a catering gig in Richmond, hating life. Pretty much food truck, cafe stuff. Totally not my scene. You obviously know that. And Chef Matthew Bousquet, shout out Matthew Bousquet. He was my chef before at Zunidoa, and he hit me up and was like, hey, I know you've got history with the Clifton, because the Clifton back in 2016 was my first sous chef job. So that's kind of how I took that leadership kind of journey.
Was Clifton the Regalis Chateau?
Yeah, it was a really nice chateau. The old owners had a problem with paying people. So they were relay for a little over a year, and then when that 40K salary came up, they were like, ooh, they're not the owners anymore, which is also kind of why I stepped away from there. And when Matthew hit me up, he was like, no, new owners, new everything, same building, same kitchen. And I was like, all right, I'm in. So I moved back to, well, I was still in Richmond. I started working back in Charlottesville at the Clifton. It was the Clifton, and now it's the Clifton. Matthew Bousquet is still chef over there. Big shout out to Matthew Bousquet. They're doing big things too. You guys should check them out. I think the restaurant is 1700 or something like that. Just type in the Clifton, it'll pop up. But so I was executive stew at the Clifton, and we were just kind of doing our thing. And in February every year, just because how slow it gets, we shut down for 2 weeks every year. So for the 2 weeks, I was like, all right, we're going to Chicago, because Jasmine, my old lady, her family's from Chicago. So we were like, all right, we're going to go vacay in Chicago for Christmas, or, after Christmas, but as a Christmas thing. And I was like, all right, we're there for 2 weeks. For 1 week, I'm going to stage at a Michelin restaurant every day. And I got 3 stages in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which was cool. It was Acadia, Sepia, and then Royster. I got offered a position at all 3 places, and I chose Royster because we were listening to the gangster rap in the middle of service, and I liked it. I'm not even on the front, dude. All 3 places have very respectable food. I was very impressed with all 3 kitchens, but the fact of listening to really good music and cooking barbecue, pretty much, I'm okay with that.
There you go.
Michelin barbecue, it's the best.
When you staged, was the potatoes bravas like the dish that looked
they
like?
were the awesome ones.
Yes.
I
was telling Trey about that, and he completely missed it. I actually met up with Trey yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had a little chat. We'll get him on the show and get his perspective and story too. But I think we really connected at Royster. I think all of us were a really tight click.
Yeah, I thought we were super tight. I've been keeping up with everybody pretty hard since then too. So.
and everybody's doing crazy things. So I love
Low
seeing
key
that.
mad as fuck that I'm not in Chicago for Francis's fucking to go meals because that shit looks bomb as fuck.
It is really good, really good. He's doing
Yo,
pasta carbonara this week with roasted.
he has not done one set of
Ooh.
food that has not looked good.
Yeah, and it's good. It's a good price, and he delivers it to me every week. He's also making butter pecan pie for me this week,
Oh my gosh.
which he's selling.
I'm
So-
hearing that freezes and ships well. Just putting that out there.
For sure, no, and he should definitely do that. He just doesn't want to expand from a one-man operation yet. He
Oh, I
he
understand.
likes the control of everything, you know. And
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's awesome to see his successes. Yeah, very very good stuff from him. So you hit up your buddy. You're back at the Clifton. You're staging at Royster. Royster gives you the job. Who sat you down to be like? Did they give you the talk?
All right. So the end of my first day, you know, we're banging out, and then Cam goes, "Hey, you want to chat?" And we sit at, what was it, 43. It was right behind 1 and 2 chef's counter, right? That was 43.
Mm-hmm.
That two top, we sat there, and he goes, "So what did you think?" And mouth spoke before my brain, and I was like, "Dude, it was fucking awesome." And he was like, "Well, that's not how I would have put it, but very well said. I'm taking it. You like it." And then he offered me the job. I told him that I would need, because I'm moving from Virginia, I'd need a month and a half to be able to transition. And, you know, signed paperwork there and took the job. And then about a month and a half later, I show up. Jasmine and I, with Niklaus, our son, we show up. We moved to Westmont. And I get there, and my first day, Francis actually, is like, "Yo, what station are you on?" And I was like, "Garmo." And he goes, "Nah, fuck that. You're on Hearth today." Because I don't remember a dude's name. Dude quit because old girl broke up with him, and then
Yeah,
he
yeah.
quit, and then I started the day
Something
after.
Perez.
Something like that. Anyway, I think Francis was like, finally, like, "Oh, I'm finally on fucking Hearth." And then he had to get right back on Hearth, and he was like, "Nah, fuck that. You know, you're a fucking executive stew in Virginia, you'll be fine." And then they threw me to the wolves.
What day of the week is this?
What is it?
I said, what day of the week was this? Was this a
Oh,
weekend
no, I
day?
started on a Friday.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Friday night
Yeah.
to the hearth.
And
Go get it.
and I surfed the waves instead of drowned it, so it worked out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fired 35 chickens.
Yo, facts. You remember how fucking summer was at Royster? Jesus
Insane,
Christ, dude.
dude.
No, it's supposed to be on a fucking plastic plate. Yes, chef. Sorry, chef.
Patio.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, dude, Doug, that was exciting actually. We were doing like 130 covers a night, and then we opened
Yeah.
up patio, and then overnight we're doing double. What
We
were
literally
doing.
did 254 covers the busiest Saturday. It was the last Saturday I worked at Royster before I went to Girl on the Goat.
Yeah.
We did 254 covers.
And we
That's
were all
crazy.
like, "Fuck that, dude."
Yeah.
I had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 pieces of chicken frying at one time, and I still couldn't keep up.
Yeah, facts.
While frying fucking stupid green tomatoes and fucking bravas and
Dude, I mean, fried
plating
chicken
and
takes fucking 6 minutes to cook. Everybody know this. You can't make it go faster. It's science. Unless you already start the night with 30 thighs, which is disgusting. Like, you can't keep up.
Yeah.
But I need it right now. Like,
Right now. Give it to
God.
me right now.
yeah, dude, I remember there was days where like the chef was like, "You good? Like you need help?" Like, and there's no like, it wasn't like, "You good? You need help? I'm gonna come help you." It's like, You good? You need help? You say yes. It's like, all right, you can go home. We'll put somebody else on the station.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, facts. Go
So,
home, come back when you're ready to act like a fucking chef.
so the funniest thing, I think I was already working there, Dennis.
Yeah, you were Comey when I started.
I was a little bitch boy, and then I see
Yeah, you
Dennis
were my
walking
Comey
down
when I started.
with his clocks, with his dance goes, tick, 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 tick. You know, dance goes make that like,
Yeah, the hard foot.
yeah, dude,
Little.
like you hear the like it's like a woman walking down the stairs. Not
My
not to
heels.
like but I had my little Brigard shoes, and then I had my what are they called, Birkenstocks.
Yeah.
So Doug, I left GT Fish to go work at Royster as a commis. I was like headline cook there. GT Fish, complete downgrade. Dennis, same thing. Going from executive sous to hearth, not bad. But he was supposed to start at Garde Manger.
Yeah.
Right.
So instantly promoted, and there was a lot of that going on because there's a lot of moves.
Everybody kept quitting. Yeah, so it was like sink or swim. If you swim, great, you stepped up hella hard.
Right.
Which would a year ago would have taken people years. Like there was to get into the Alinea group, there's people chefs coming in food running just to be part of the Alinea group.
Right.
So we just kind of stepped in at a good point, and the ones that
That's a blessing in disguise to be able to sort of just like prove yourself like that. Like you said, a lot of people desire that opportunity for years, and you kind of just like right place, right time. That's awesome.
Well, and the whole system kind of switched too because there's a new executive chef. So the old one, he would make you wait like 2 years before you get on grill or something like that. And there was like almost like seniority in a way, but they had a great crew, with the bro shoot times too. It's just a bunch of guys, it was Dennis, me, Evan, Mike, Megan, everybody who was hungry, and it ended up working at, the A team.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's really what it is, like some of the people, they started like you and Megan started as commis. How long were you commis for? A few months? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's people that were on that team for years. That's just what it was.
Right, and there was you had to bring the ego and confidence every day, or you get crushed mentally.
Or Dan's gonna walk up to you and ask you if you're fucking scared.
Pretty much.
You scared?
That's like no, I'm not.
No chef, I'm good chef.
I put on a good tough face. I would have to say that. I didn't let Dennis fuck with me.
My focus face looks pretty mean, so I feel like that kind of works for my nature.
Yo, Dennis would come down and like shut everybody down, and then bring everybody back up. And that's like the best thing about a chef.
That's the best. Yeah, that's a great sign of leadership. Is you got to tell someone when they're not in their place, but you also got to help them get back to their place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember he'd break up all my little stupid fights and be like, Vlad, what the fuck are you even arguing about right now?
I don't remember. I'm just upset about these damn spoons.
No, we're going through so much transition, dude. Every day, something new. Every day was
remember when we had to step over the construction workers?
Yeah, that was intense.
Jesus Christ. We're doing 230 covers in the middle of construction. Only allowed to go to the walk-in before 4:00. Chef, I need more shishitos. Sorry, Chef, I need more shishitos. We sold them all.
That's like back in, I had a chef I was working for who used to work for Charlie Trotter for like a year. And he told me stories about Charlie would used to lock the walk-in 30 minutes before service. Yeah. And if you didn't get everything you needed, then that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
It's just like, talk about like an insane level of like hyper preparation is crazy.
Well, in elevation like that too, you have to think like if you're gone for 2 minutes, right, to run downstairs and get some corn and then cut 3 ears of corn, whatever,
Right.
you know, that's 2 minutes worth of work. But that's 2 minutes that your focus is broken during what's supposed to be a perfect service.
Right.
So as trivial as it seems, like it really does make sense. Like if you're having to run up and down the stairs to grab shit, like you're not doing as well as if you were just there ready. So
Right.
and if you expect perfect, you expect perfect. That's what you should get.
Yeah. Well, especially if the guests are there for perfect, you know, like you said, the idea of like the guests are coming to Royster for a perfect experience. If they didn't want a perfect experience, or they didn't, you know, find the value in that, then they would be going to your Arby's or your fast food location, something to that.
I mean, you're
Those
paying
guests are there.
$67 for 2 breasts and 4 thighs.
Facts.
Right.
And some
Exactly.
hot sauce.
$120 for the steak, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
But
like
that's
a 5
because
ounce.
Vlad's cooking it to utter perfection.
No, I didn't cook the steak. I didn't want to cook the steak.
The chicken.
You bring the steak under or over, mentally you're done for the night.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, I've never broken in a kitchen until Royster. One was because I got sick and tired of getting in trouble for other people's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like if I fuck up, yo, throw me against the wall. I really don't give a fuck. I fucked up, sure. But if I'm getting in trouble for somebody else's fuck up, I don't do that. That shit kills me. The first time I mentally broke, which ended up being good, you remember this.
Yeah.
I was my first day on Saute, and I was freaking out because Chef was going to be there. And of course, we got a Wagyu, which ended up being perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Until I cut it open, I did not know. And, you know, everything in my heart was like, dude, it's perfect. You crushed it. You crushed it. Chef's going to be happy. Chef's going to be happy. You're going to get the nod. I did get the nod. It was perfect. But cutting open a $120 piece of meat in front of Chef, fuck. Nerve-wracking, man.
Yeah.
100%. I know exactly.
You're referring to Grant, right? When you say the chef?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would definitely be an experience in and of its own. I can't imagine cooking for someone on that level of prestige.
He's the best chef in the world. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think when I was working, I don't know, I was working at Band of Bohemia. I didn't know if you knew that, but down in Ravenswood, I helped them open it up. I was there with the first executive chef. And I think one night, like the most prominent figure we had was like Rick Bayless.
Okay.
And so, I mean, there's not nearly on the same level, but there, I can only imagine like that times infinity, what you must have been feeling.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. Plus, it was like, it's, you know, you're used to cooking a pan and a steak in a pan. You're cooking French your entire career, and then you're at roasted barbecuing.
Right.
On coals that you're hoping the person on slicing is tending to properly. Because if they're you know, lagging off and there's not a lot of coals, and you got to cook the steak with like cold, like
like a 300-degree grill instead of 600. Yeah,
no one's gonna care that why the coals weren't there. They're just gonna care that you put up a shitty steak.
Right.
So
well, the craziest thing is there's no rules. You're literally, it's like
there's no
fucking concrete brick. You have a space and like, I don't even know how to describe. You have 2 grill racks and a rack here and a rack for the coals, and you literally start a fire at like 3:00, and then you just keep adding logs, and you're literally like shoveling the logs to get the ambers. You take the ambers, you blow the ash off, you scoop it under the grill, and it's gonna be different every time, and you kind of learn. You like feel with your hands, and it's like very, very caveman, very like.
Very much so.
Connected to nature, and it's pretty intense.
I was really lucky at the Disney resort. We had a wood fire grill and we also had a wood fire pizza oven. And so
Wood fire
being,
ovens are a whole different beast too. I worked on
yeah,
a wood fire oven at Girl on the Goat. That
yeah.
was gnarly.
Number
I
one
was cooking
mistake
sunny side
cooks
up eggs
make.
in a wood fire oven.
That's they never rotate the fire, and then you get those like start cracking on the backside of the oven. We would have big
Yeah.
problems with that. I had to make like this stupid diagram that was in all of their books, and it like literally like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so that they would actually rotate that fire
Right.
properly
I
instead
did
of
not know
destroying
that.
the oven.
I learned
Yeah.
We
something new
didn't do
today.
that. We didn't do that at Girl on the Goat. We just kind of had it in the back middle, and yeah, we would get that thing burning.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a long service. We did like a 9-hour service there too.
So Royster and Girl on the Goat, those are both like really, really nice restaurants.
Yeah, pretty good.
So which one do you think you would like go back to if you had to choose between the two?
Oh, probably Royster.
He went
Royster.
back to
Girl
Royster.
on the Goat's cool.
So
Girl
here,
on the Goat's cool, and Stephanie Izard is beast.
Yeah,
I look at food on a little more refined level than she does. And while working there, like, so Stephanie will hit up every one of her restaurants every single day for tastings, which huge shout outs to Stephanie Izard.
yeah,
But you know, if you plate something and it's a little too perfect, she'll shake your plate and then kind of, you know, more rustic.
yeah.
So,
I
and they
see.
slam doors.
And they slam doors.
That's a really, like, once you hate doors being slammed, it's like impossible to step back from.
I know at Band, the pastry chef there worked with the Alinea Group, and the owners of Band were long time with the Alinea Group as well.
Mhm.
So that sort of atmosphere was brought into Band, and
That's good.
yeah, the shutting doors thing. I mean, I was I think I was 19 or 20 when I helped them open that up. And before that, I had worked at in Avasi, which was like a little farm table restaurant up in like North Chicago, like Lake Bluff area.
Right.
And I had worked at like some other little restaurants and some country clubs. And then I'm thrown into this like Michelin environment with this 2-star executive Michelin chef from El Ideas. And it was just complete, like that little thing, the slamming the doors. I remember like, this is so stupid. What does it matter if the door slams? Like, and then you don't slam the doors and you're like, wow, that's so nice to not have to hear that ever again.
Right. And if you think about it on a guest standpoint, like you walk out into the dining room, it's perfect elegance. You hear the music, you can hear the cooking, and then slam.
Right.
It ruins everything. You should never flinch in a dining room.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. That's an excellent point.
That's kind of how I preach at the Pink Grouse where I'm at now. I'm chef de cuisine there now. Whenever there's an issue and they seem like they don't get like why it's a big deal, I'll make them walk out into the dining room, feel the music, kind of get into the vibe, and then I'll slam a door. And then, you know, they'll jump, and I'll be like, a guest should never pay the prices they're paying, and do that.
Right.
I love that. And Dennis is very good teacher. So I feel the people working for you are very lucky.
Yeah, I have a really strong staff right now.
That's really crucial, being a CDC, being a really strong teacher. I feel like I was just in a CDC role before my feet kind of got swept out from under me this week. But it's like you're in this awesome place where you can just focus on day-to-day food. But you have the authority of the executive chef, but you don't have to deal with all the paperwork and monotony of the executive chef role. And it's like this really, really sweet spot that it was a lot of fun.
It is too. And we're at Destination Hotels, which is owned by Hyatt. It's kind of more of the independent branch, so we're allowed to do things like run a tasting menu or, you know, use the great product that we do. As if it was a standalone restaurant. But we do have like the backing of Hyatt and like, you know, the guidelines and stuff. And there is a lot of guidelines and paperwork that come with Hyatt. So not having to do that is pretty nar. So
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the position I'm in now. I mean, what I said before about my feet getting swept sounded like it had a negative ending, but now I'm quickly being accelerated into this executive chef role because
right.
we had a management company come in, and before we were privately owned, and now we have this corporate backing. And being in Disney prior where it was strictly corporate, I think it's kind of nice to have that balance where you have like this corporate safety net, but you don't have to deal with all the red tape, just a little bit
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll find a sweet spot, kind of like what you seem to be in now.
You know, so I don't know if I'd ever really want to be executive chef over a hotel, you know, like with room service. And that's, you know, just a restaurant, you know,
Right.
or
Right.
a CDC of a restaurant at a hotel. Sure.
Right.
But it's good. Damn, I just lost my train of thought.
The red tape with all the corporate rules and structures.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll come back to that.
All right, well, getting on that topic, how was, you know, I left a while and you came back, got your junior sous chef position at Royster. Things were, you know, treading along the right way for you and everything like that. And what was the situation like February, March, you know, when COVID news started kind of hitting the fan?
So, you know, we're chugging strong at Royster, you know. Everybody, you know, Zimmerston was born, so I actually took off, you know, my paternity leave week. I ended up getting sick, and then
with
Cam
COVID
took a week. No, not with COVID.
Oh,
I just got
okay. I'm just making
sure.
It
was before COVID was like really like it was. This was like January.
Yeah.
It was before everybody knew, like, oh shit, you might be COVID.
It's here.
It was just like, oh, you're sick.
Yeah. I know anytime anybody coughs in the kitchen, I just look at them and I'm like,
oh yeah, no, I won't do it. I'll sit there and like hold my breath. I won't sneeze, I won't cough. Well, plus you got the mask on, right? You know, you get like food particles and stuff.
Right.
I'm always eating shit, so.
I catch myself now with the masks on that like you're able to yawn a lot more freely.
Oh, dude, I purposely make faces at people and shit. You can't tell.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I feel like when this whole thing dies down, I don't know if I'll ever not wear a mask, but I feel like there's definitely going to be some instances where like people who breathe through their mouth are just going to be way more open about it.
Facts. I feel like I'm going to be like those cats that like kept wearing the masks after SARS wasn't a real big threat anymore. Yeah. They were like, I don't know, it kind of looks cool.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's how I would be the same way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to call out on Doug's pants, his culinary pants. And I heard he has multiple different themed pants. Can you talk us through what different themed pants you have?
Well, there's a lot of different themes. I don't know if I can talk about all of them, but the idea behind the pants is if I see something or like I'm inspired by something to cook, then I'll wear those pants. Like you were coming, so I wore the mushroom pants because you're a truffle boy.
Okay.
It just so happened that you also sent us truffles, but I mean, I'll have to show those later in the podcast. But or like we had like this vegan dinner, so I wore the vegetable pants. Or I brought in a Christmas tree and like little like snack gifts, so I brought my Christmas pants. So really, it's like 5 minutes while I'm getting ready, I sit and think about like which one would make sense. Now, if I have like someone important coming, then I'll just wear my black pants. But
okay. There's black pants in the wardrobe.
Oh, there is.
I didn't know that.
There's also a level of professional, like very strict bit to the wardrobe, but most of it is like cowhide pants, donut pants. You got to keep it a little lively. That way, also, have you ever been yelled at by anybody with cowhide pants on? It's a little bit more humiliating.
I have not.
It's usually I wear the
It's
cowhide ones on Sunday
oh
because
the
Chick-fil-A,
lackadaisical day.
yeah, well, no, Chick-fil-A's closed and everyone wants Chick-fil-A on Sundays, so then I wear the cow ones on Sundays.
And do you
Oh,
have
it
a
makes
matching
sense.
headband with all your pants, or was that just an
No,
instance?
the headbands match the aprons,
Oh,
but
the headbands match the aprons.
yeah, Headley, shout out Headley and Bennett.
Very nice. I liked you guys all had your Headley Bennett aprons. Everybody had their multicolored
Yep.
tweezers.
Yeah,
And
Headley and Bennett and tweezers. JB Prince, Headley and Bennett.
I mean, if that's not fine dining, I don't know what is. You know.
Or it's just a lot of pretension. One of the two.
Dennis, were you there that night that Dan took his plating tweezers and was kind of cleaning the wooden
Yes.
the wooden
Yes,
pass
that was disgusting.
for like 30 minutes?
And he was like, this is disgusting. You can, there's food embedded in this, and we were like, chef, that's the adhesive you're digging out.
Literally.
Like, it wasn't food. Like,
so imagine like a butcher's block, and he's just like going at the creases with his tweezers.
That's crazy.
With his plating tweezers for like an hour.
I definitely have probably too many coon spoons and too many tweezers, but I just enjoy being able to choose. Like I got the Damascus steel coon spoon that they're selling right now. It's way like it's too much for a plating spoon.
Wait, what? Damascus?
Yeah.
No, I'm buying that tonight. I have a copper bronze coon spoon plating one.
Yeah,
So
like the satin one.
No, it's
No?
like copper.
Oh,
I don't know if
nice.
satin is what's satin. What's the color?
It's like the finish of it is like a dull finish.
like a matte
Yeah.
finish.
yeah.
exactly.
It's a bronze matte finish spoon.
Nice. Yeah, they have a Damascus steel one that I picked up. It's like a black spoon with like these silver sort of engravings in it. It's actually it's a little much, but it looks good when you're plating.
You got the big spoon or the little one?
No, they're the big ones.
Yeah, those
The
are
big
nice
spoons.
though, because they're
Oh, yeah.
perfect for puree scoops.
Yeah.
I had to start over the knife bag. My second day at Alinea, my knife bag got stolen out of my car.
What the
So, like,
shit is that?
I'm on the way to Alinea. Is when we were doing the to-go, like beginning of COVID. And I'm like, where the fuck is my knife bag? And yeah, had to file a police report and everything. Fucking $2,000 worth of tools.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it sucked.
That's awful.
And the bane and everything, yeah.
I don't know what
Oh,
would happen if I
everything
lost
was
my
in the
knife
bag.
bag. I
What is
would
it?
be I said I don't know what I would do if I lost my knife kit. I would be
Oh
devastated.
man, yeah. I'm like, I have like the Bane tools now. None of the spoons have any meaning because they're all like, less than a year old.
Right.
I got like my little rubber spats, little mini whisk, tweezers, peeler. The beginnings.
What I liked about Dennis, he had those.
We need to make a GoFundMe. Chef has lost his stuff. Please replace Chef Dennis's tools. He needs them.
Dennis was the first guy I saw use
If
the
you stole his
Japanese.
shit and you're out there, bring it back.
No, for real though. If you stole his shit, come on,
Come on. It's not cool, dude. Joke's over.
ship it to my house. I'm the only one in Chicago. I'll pick it up. Just hit me up.
There you go.
Yeah, Dennis is the only one I know who uses Japanese shears. Have you ever seen that, Doug? The Japanese
No.
shears?
I have.
Korean. Don't be racist.
Oh, Korean. Sorry.
Are they like the very small shears for
they're
like
those
herb?
ones. So
Yeah,
mind you, I finally got a scissor replacement. You know the duo scissor pack that the farm is offering?
No.
Shout out
No.
to the farm. Go to the farm's
Shout out to the
Instagram
farm.
page. and they have the scissors and the Korean shears. Oh my god, stunning,
Life changer.
stunning.
I have a shirt from the farm actually.
Nice.
That's this Smith's farm, right?
Yeah.
It's like most of Chicago's farm. Oh, you need a micro something or a specialty something. The farm. Actually, I can get stuff from the farm here. It just takes a day because it's shipped.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, it's better than getting it from, her in Ohio from the Chef's Garden. And then I think it's cool that the farm is kind of taken off. I remember when I left Chicago, that was sort
Whoa,
of like,
why are you ripping on the Chef's Garden, bro?
Chef's Garden's cool.
Bro,
it's cool.
Farmer
It's
Lee
just
Jones, man, the OG.
a lot farther away.
It is.
And
It is.
We locally here in Tampa, we have like a couple different purveyors actually doing some really cool stuff. Like Brick Street Farms is like a local hydroponic grower. This is crazy. So they buy shipping containers.
Oh, cool.
And grow in those and like hang them up on the sides. But there's like apparently this black market for shipping containers. They have to like call, and then you really don't know what you're buying. Sometimes there's stuff in them, sometimes there's not.
So a shipping container is the same size as a single wide trailer. So ideally, you're getting a single wide trailer for anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I don't know how many, plants they fit in a shipping container, but what an awesome way to repurpose this big giant piece of steel that would probably just sit somewhere for, years.
Yeah.
So shout out to Brick Street Farms. I order a lot of their lettuces and their micros, and they're all really nice quality. And the nice thing about them is the longevity of it sitting in the cooler is a lot longer than a lot of packaged, commodity greens.
They're still on the tray?
Yeah, you can buy them. I bought a living tray. I buy lamb's lettuce living trays and like micro collard greens, some red sorrel trays. And you just water the tray and it lasts, anywhere between 3 weeks to, 4 weeks.
In the cooler?
No, you sit it out.
Really?
Those things sit on my back table, yeah.
We used to get those when I was at Zenadoa. That was the only way we would get our micros. We would get full trays, and then it would be like here's your week's worth of micros, and we would pick it daily.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. At the Clifton, we had like an actual like herb garden for micros outside, and like the property itself was on 160 acres. So I would physically just go forage every day for garnish. Like we wouldn't buy garnish the whole time I was there. So
that's awesome. That's I showed Vlad when he was at the hotel that I'm working at, and we have a rooftop in one of my dreams. We have this big AstroTurf area. I want to get some herbage and some micros growing. Probably not like vegetables, just sort of because of health code reasons. You probably have a lot of licenses and that kind of thing. But some rosemary, some chives, thyme, the easy going stuff, especially in Florida.
Yeah.
100%.
I think the coldest it got so far is like 56.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Is it way colder in Virginia?
It's like 30.
Okay, so that's like Chicago weather right there.
Yeah. I mean, so I think it was like 43 was the high today, 32 was the low, something like that.
Nice. Wearing a coat to work.
Yeah, definitely. Hoodie and a coat,
So Dennis, tell me how you guys made like 200 gallons of mashed potatoes for the Alinea to go menus.
Oh my God. All right, so I get to Alinea for to go.
So to recap, you left Royster during COVID. They kind of shuffled everybody to Alinea for the to go menus, or how did that work?
All right, so we sidetracked. Let me fill in it was about 2 weeks. A lot happened, but it was only about 2 weeks that really took place. So, I had my paternity leave, whatever. I came back to work, and it was like as soon as I was coming back to work, or supposed to be coming back to work from my paternity leave, like that Monday, COVID shut down. So like I was actually off work for like 2.5 weeks before COVID actually shut down. I was already out.
Wow.
Good thing I was salary, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But so it shut down, and then like, 2 weeks went by, nobody was getting paid, everything was shut down, everybody was furloughed. And then the to-go started happening. And it was only like minimal people at each location opening. And then Alinea itself was, they were doing like 400 covers a day for to go, which was crazy.
Wow.
Nobody expected it to be that much.
Yeah.
And then, Grand Rapids texted me. I was like, hey, we can use your help at Alinea. If you want to come help us do some to-go food, that'd be great. You don't say no to chef, obviously. So The next day I was there. And before I got there, they were doing one full Lexan, Robuchon mashed potatoes. And that was taking them all day. First day, I just watched how they did it, helped them, kind of did whatever. The next day, I flipped how they did it, and we did 2 full Lexans, and we were done by 5 o'clock, and onto obliquing carrots.
They were doing oblique carrots for the to-go menu.
Yeah, so it was for the croque au vin. We had seared chicken. We did carrots, potatoes, onions, and then gravy. The carrots, we would literally get. They were like they weren't baby carrots. They were just young carrots. They were all orange. They were decent carrots, but we would get the 50-pound bags, and about the 2 hours every day. As soon as everybody's pretty much done, and everybody's eaten, chef will grab a bag of carrots, and that then everybody would grab a bag of carrots and keep cooking.
Right.
And you would literally be obliquing like
100 pounds.
So we went from 400 covers to 2,000 covers a day.
So where do you think this clientele came from? I mean, who in the time of a global pandemic is ordering to-go food for a 3 Michelin star restaurant?
Everybody, dude.
Well, it was like 50 or $55, right?
It was $55, 3-course fucking Alinea meal, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Sorry.
And so is this $55 feeds one person, or is this like a family?
Per person.
It was per person. It was 3 courses, and you didn't even have to get out of your car, So the way they set it up was where, what's the word? Like reservations. Each pickup was a 15-minute reservation, and they would schedule it from 5 o'clock to midnight on the pickups. Like, you schedule your reservation, and that's when you're picking up your food. It's already pre-built. It's already pre-bagged.
Right.
And so, if we're prepping today, that food is for tomorrow. We're prepping for the day before always. Everything that's picked up is the day, already done, cold, stored, put away.
So you're not serving hot food. This is food they have to take home and heat up.
Yeah, it's ready served. So chef did a couple of videos on like how to reheat the food and stuff, and they made a whole interactive experience out of it. It was pretty good.
Nice. So it feels like that value's there. You're not just getting a Tupperware, something you have to microwave.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's, truly it's good food. Like, it's not food that Alinea would normally do.
Right.
But by no means.
It's flavors that they would do, maybe.
Yeah, flavors. So when Alinea's 15th anniversary hit, they were doing the to-go. So they did the 6-course to-go, and that was actually like stuff that they had done, or like variations thereof.
Yeah. And what was that? 6 courses? What was that? 100 something per person?
I don't know, honestly. So I was at Alinea for a little bit, and then I went back on furlough because, I had the 2 babies and COVID was getting pretty bad. Got a little nervous. So instead of, risking it, I kind of stepped out of the workplace. And then in that mix, that's actually when I came back to Virginia. So a lot of this is just kind of communication thereof with them.
Yeah.
So
So you did the Alinea to Go thing for like a month before going back to Virginia?
yeah, it was about a month.
That's awesome. And so what made you make that move to Virginia? Did you have something lined up, or did you want to get out of the city?
Just kind of, I didn't have anything lined. Oh, they kind of. So that's when Cork hit me back up, and it kind of worked out, but it wasn't really planned. It was
Right.
kind of like it was like a housing relocation type thing, you know. Like I moved to
Yeah.
Virginia because I needed to move, and I
Right.
moved to Virginia.
Right.
But in the midst, instead of letting it defeat me, you know, I kind of grew from it, and a lot of really good worked out. When I first got here, I was jobless for until about July, you know.
Yeah.
So I was working on my sister. She had a garden, just kind of messing around with stuff like that, really not doing anything,
Yeah.
not wanting to do anything, not gonna lie, you know, kind of
Yeah.
enjoying COVID.
Right.
So, and then while I was back here, we got the notification that, you know, the stimulus check went through, and everybody with Royster and Alinea Group had their jobs back. We got that email Thursday night at 10 o'clock to be back at work Friday morning. I'm in Virginia.
Right.
I don't have a car. You know, I was taking a train in Chicago. So
Right.
I'm literally states away. So technically I quit, you know, but
I see.
Right. I mean, it's the situation that fucked everything up.
yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Well, I know my personal story. That's one of the big things that made me actually go with the hotel that I did, is because, you know, I was with Disney. We got furloughed. I was already looking before COVID for whatever my next big thing was, because I just wasn't feeling the magic of Disney. And now I have this opportunity, and they're going to pay for me to relocate. And it's a job right now, and there's not a lot of jobs, and they're able to. I mean, I had to take a massive pay cut, but it still was
Yeah.
a salaried job, and it was something, you know, in an area I wanted to be in. So, like you said, you sort of made, you know, the best of the worst situation, and just tried to, you know, you had a responsibility to your child that you just had. So I'm sure that was really tough.
Yeah.
Well, with new beginnings and new doors, tell us, you know, about the Pink Goose, what you do there. I see all your beautiful plate ups. So you know, let me know
Yeah.
what's happening at the Pink Goose now that Dennis is in charge.
So, all right. So the Pink Grouse hits me up in June. They want me there. I'm there for like July, the 4th of July. You know, it's my like day 2. So I guess I got there on the 3rd of July, and nothing was really open yet. Were still building the stuff. We had like the rooftop pizza bar open. It's like a adoba. We have more than pizza up there, but at the time it was pretty much just pizza and salads.
Gotcha.
And it was kind of very minimalistic because like COVID, right? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of limitations. It was phase 1 of coming out, like of being able to like, I don't actually know what phase it was number wise. I'm not a newsy person, but like it was the first, whatever phase it was when you're allowed to have a restaurant again.
Right. At like 25% capacity or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was like nothing.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then I don't remember the exact date, but we opened the Pink Grouse. It was 50% capacity, no bar seating, outside seating. Everybody's got to be 6 foot apart, no tables over 4, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And before, they had a pretty similar style menu as Royster, you know, like large proteins and sides type things. And truthfully, when I came there, the chef de cuisine that was in charge, he quit, got fired, whatever, you know, didn't very much so do his job. He was just kind of there I don't know what he was doing.
Dicking
He didn't
around.
really communicate with me whether he did his job or not. I'm not saying he didn't, but he didn't communicate very well, so I didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
And then the other sous chef that was with me, he ended up passing away. So, I got there was 3 managers, and we were about to open a restaurant. 2, we're opening a restaurant in a week. I'm the only chef on the entire campus,
Wow.
and there's no menu written. I didn't really understand the concept because it was never described to me.
Right.
And I had a week, and I truly didn't really understand what skill sets my cooks had.
Right.
All of them said that they were the best. None of them showed it. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I literally I locked myself in the prep. We had a prep kitchen on the basement floor, and me and my lead line cook, Mike, shout out Mike. I gave him recipes off. Like I literally, we had written the menu out. And side note, so at this point, sharing is off the table. It's COVID. Nobody's sharing food.
Right.
So big portions are stupid.
Right.
Not in general, but right now.
Right.
And big menu is stupid. Okay, hear me out. If you prep a 50-item menu and nobody shows up, that's a lot of food waste.
Yeah.
If you prep a 10-item menu and nobody shows up, still sucks, but it sucks a lot less.
Yeah.
So I opened up with a 10-course tasting menu with the option to a la carte off of, and that was it. You don't like it? Don't fucking eat here. And we killed it. Our first night, we did 45 people, and 30 people was our average through the week. And then on weekends, we were doing 50, 60 people. And then right before, and, gradually setting through. Now we do a quarterly seasonal hyper local menu. I'm actually on the 22nd. We're rolling into winter menu. Then we will have our Christmas menu on the 25th. And then on the 1st, we will be doing a New Year's menu, 6-course tasting menu. So, and it kept going up and up. I think we did 100 people our busiest Saturday. And then the governor gave their speech about COVID and staying inside.
Right.
And it worked. And then the next day we had 50 people, or the next Saturday we had 50. And then each Saturday since then, we've kind of decreased by half. And now it's just winter, so everybody's dead.
Right. Right. So right now, are you still in that where you're just the one sole chef and you have this lead line
No,
cook? So did you get some help?
No, I have 2 chef tournants, Paul and Hunter. Big shout outs, great chefs. And then we have a new executive chef that came from Santa Clara, California, Chef Hector. Shout out Chef Hector. So he's the hotel, executive chef.
Yeah.
And I'm chef de cuisine over the Pink Grouse. So,
That's
and then
awesome.
we have our 2 tournants. They kind of do whatever we say.
Yeah.
So
now you actually feel a little bit better than a week, to open up a restaurant, write a menu, and just throw it into it. You're finding your footing a little bit.
So a few days before we opened, Hyatt sent some task force chefs from like Phoenix, New York, and Texas. And they were there for a few weeks, just kind of like making sure the policies were in play really more than anything.
Right.
But there was about 2 months that I was literally the only chef on property. And then, I had my tournants, but that was it.
Right.
Now, the tournants, they couldn't do any paperwork. They couldn't log in. They couldn't do any of that. So I'm literally doing everything by myself.
Yeah. All those things we don't think about. Yeah.
As far as the destination hotels, customer service and profit, we are number 1, and number 2 isn't even close behind us.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
It's amazing to hear, Dennis.
Thank you.
That's just quite a feat to overcome, basically, to be able to internalize that and then make a game plan, because if you freak out, the situation is already chaos.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of weeks where I was working like 95-hour weeks, just
Yeah.
kind of there from like, open to close, just to make sure everything's right.
Right.
But I
Right.
think you're the type of character that really thrives in that type of environment where you put everything on the line and then you prove yourself to yourself, I guess.
Yeah, throw me to the wolves and I'll put the wolf on the menu. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. I love
go.
that.
There you go.
Wolf and polenta.
That sounds delicious.
Things are sounding great. Virginia, I know it's winter and it's fucking sucks because when you're, and like Doug is also, winter in Chicago is like the best time for every restaurant. But then when you're a touristy environment, things kind of die down. Right, Doug? I mean, winter.
For us, winter is our go season because we're in Florida. So everybody comes here for winter. So for us, right after Halloween until about right after Valentine's Day, we're supposed to be go, 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 go. And the beaches aren't seeing that. So for Florida's hurting right now because of that. Our occupancy should be, 100% every single weekend. And some weekends we're at 80%. And it's like, it definitely takes a toll.
Yeah, lately our occupancy on weekends has been like 15-20%. This coming Saturday we're supposed to be at 50%. So
there you go. Yeah.
But
the hotel restaurant game is so different. I was actually talking to another chef about this, but the standalone restaurant game and the hotel restaurant game, completely two different pieces. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. We get guests that stay with us for 45 days, 30 days at a time, and you have way more of a personal development and relationship with those guests than a restaurant. People are in and out. They're not staying there 10 feet above my head where I'm cooking. So it's a completely different animal.
Yeah, I agree.
Doug treated me to a beautiful 10-course meal. Very fancy schmancy. Very delicious.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Tapas, Spanish style.
That mussels dish is probably one of my favorite dishes.
Really good. I usually don't like mussels. But I was thinking.
So we use this induja. It's like up and coming on the scene, but it's like this spreadable salami butter.
Yeah.
It's basically like salami without induja, yeah. And we start the pan with duja, shallots, fresh oregano, basil, and a little bit of orange zest. Okay. And so basically make this like pork sofrito, but on the fly. Mm-hmm. And we throw in some piquillo peppers to give a little bit of heat to it. But throw the clams in and sort of white wine and then a vegetable brodo. And it makes this like fire engine red, like spicy pork broth that goes so well with the seafood.
And you throw rock shrimp? Yeah. Is it you said clams?
No, you got the rock shrimp, but most people don't get the rock shrimp. Oh, that was a Truffle Boy special. Usually it's just mussels. But no, then finish the sauce with butter and fresh chives. It's really, really good.
And that sourdough.
Yep, and you had some sourdough. That's an olive oil fried sourdough we get from this bakery in Miami, Sullivan Street. They have really nice, like traditional hearth bread. It comes with a really nice dark crust on it, instead of those like blonde baking loaves that you sometimes get. Really, really nice bread from Miami.
No, it was great. So maybe next trip I make out to the Pink Goose and get a nice 10-course tasting meal from Dennis and bring some truffles along.
I was gonna say, we're
going into winter season. It's a whole new menu. No one's seen it yet.
There you go.
I might have to come out. I might have to start doing these little visits.
I think if you drop truffles anywhere, they're gonna feed you blood. I know when I saw them, I was like, holy shit! All right, here we go.
I mean, let's go. That's so the black and white truffle was $200 alone.
Yeah, no, that white truffle, it's nice.
That white truffle is like $180.
Yeah, I weighed them. It's 20 grams. 20 grams of white truffle.
Times was it $5 or $6 a gram?
whatever it is. Yeah.
Did
No,
you try the honey?
no, I was waiting Tuesday. Tomorrow. I have a dish planned out to make, and I'm gonna make her some potato gnocchis with the white truffle. Should
Oh
be pretty
my
good.
God, bro, she's gonna die. And that macaroni that you made, bomb,
Oh, the cavatelli.
bomb, bro. I came home after a 1.5 hour ride and I ate all of it.
Oh, did you microwave it with the fresh truffle on top?
No, bro, I just ate it cold, dude. Honestly,
Oh, there you go. I put some of the truffle paste in that cream sauce that was with the cavatelli, but
I was wondering. It was really
one
good.
of the chefs that I work with made those cavatellis, and instead of the ricotta, he used Greek yogurt, like I was telling you. It just like this different level of funk. It was really good.
I really liked it, and it was really good pasta texture.
Yeah, yeah, he's very talented. We will hopefully work again together in the future.
Yeah, hopefully I can open my 6 Michelin star restaurant and hire all you guys.
6 Michelin stars. You're so silly.
Dennis, has your views on Michelin changed throughout this experience on the Michelin, the 50 best restaurants, James Beard Awards?
Zagat?
Fuck Zagat. Zagat's good for hotels though.
Yeah. It doesn't, no. So, obviously there's some restaurants that are going straight, like sprung to go. That way they keep making their money. And then
Right,
there's
slow
some
the
restaurants
bleeding.
that are, what is it?
Slow their bleedings. Because you're not
Yeah,
really
slow the
making money
bleedings.
on the takeouts.
I mean, when you're doing 2,000 covers a day.
Yes, yeah, no, okay.
I mean.
But at whose sacrifice, right?
No, facts. That's the point. You're either going to make money doing food you don't want to do, or you're going to go back to day one and you're going to make very good food and you're not going to get paid a lot of money, which is what I did. I'm
Right.
not, I'm not going to front, I'm not like in a penthouse suite here in Charlottesville getting all kinds of fat bitches. Like, I'm getting paid, what I was getting paid about 10 years ago, and I'm busting my ass harder than I've ever done. But,
Right.
the PR is there, the recognition is there, clearly the respect is there. And I mean, I would rather do really, really good food than make a little more money. That's, this isn't the first time I've taken a step back. It's probably not going to be the last time. Hopefully my next move will be opening my restaurant, but
Right.
we'll see.
Right. And then with the 2,000 people that they're feeding, there's like how many commis that are, making mashed potatoes for 8 hours a day every day?
I had a 2-man crew. There was 3 people doing it before I took over.
Okay.
But
And then what about everybody else?
3 people doing it.
What's the logistics on that, right? How many people does it take to feed 2,000 people?
In Alinea, which is also why, I took that step out of Alinea, was a lot of people. We had 1, 4, 6, 8. We had probably 22 people at Alinea, if not more, before the front of the house got there.
Right.
So.
And they were getting there. Some people were getting there at 6, 5. Some people were getting there at noon.
Yeah, there was 2 teams. There was like 2-3 people that would get there at 6. Well, more than that. It was like 6-7 people that would get there. So no, there was like 1-2 people that would get there at like 5. And then like the AM team would get there at like 6. And then like Soko's brother, he'd get there at 5 o'clock and open the entire restaurant. And then, the PM crew would get there at 10, and that would be like late, you know what I mean? And then the PM crew would leave at like 6, on a busy day, where everybody's just banging out, would leave there at like 8. But like when me and Bingham were doing the seared chicken at Royster, we were getting at Royster at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Like we had to sear 30 cases of chicken. We were there until like, I mean,
30 cases of chicken.
ahead. Chef wants to be a day ahead, and you're doing 20 cases a day. You got to sear 30 cases in a day, 3 days in a row to be able to get a day ahead.
Right.
Were you guys getting broken down breasts at that point?
There were thighs. We were searing the thighs. We were doing old Italian, like flour and then sear.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
In
Wow.
For the cook
in
run.
in fucking what? 4 rondos that you had in that kitchen?
6.
6
Yeah.
rondos.
Yeah. That's it. You have like
Doug, do you understand what that is? The constraint
That's
you have 6 French burners, right? 2 upstairs and 4 downstairs, and that's
Yeah.
your entire cooking platform.
yeah.
And I'm doing
Yeah.
30 cases of thighs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2
Me
people,
and Bingham were
2
steering away.
badass chefs.
And you have to prep all of these thighs. You're not just taking them out of the case and cooking them. You gotta,
So
there's
so
a little
that
bit of work there.
So I would sit there and open them up, line them out, like while we're setting up. Like the first 2 hours we were at Royster, like Bingham would be doing his setup stuff, and I would just be hammering out, putting the chickens on the trays, seasoning them, flouring them, seasoning them, and like setting up trays like that. And then like as soon as he fills up a tray of steered ones, we're putting those on a tray to cool while I'm seasoning more.
Right.
While
You
I'm
just got
taking
like
the
3
cool
speed
chickens.
racks.
There was you were putting the cool cooked chickens into a full Lexan. We had like 10 full Lexans of just seared chicken thighs. And then we had a Lexan of cooling chicken, a speed rack of cooling chicken, a speed rack of to be cooked chicken. And then we were breaking down. I mean, it was Royster, so like our mess had to be like 6 inches from us.
Right.
So like while all this is happening, we're also breaking down the boxes, taking those out as we're doing it.
So are you holding 90 cases at a time, or is there some poor delivery
They all
guy
got
just
delivered that
dropping?
morning.
Wow, so he's just same guy just dropping chicken after chicken.
Yeah,
That's
we did
crazy.
that.
And then they would go around, right? You'd go to different restaurants because wherever they needed hands, they'd move around the commis wherever they saw fit.
Yeah, so that's true. Me and Bingham stayed at Alinea, the 18 with the 18, no big deal. But like, they pretty much moved, some people were at a different place every day.
Wow.
So, which I think was cool. During my interview, I was like, because they said, you can transfer from restaurant to restaurant after like 6 months. And I was like, will I ever be able to get to the point where like, Monday, Tuesday, I'm at one restaurant, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm at another restaurant, then Saturday, Sunday, I'm at another restaurant. And they were like, that would be really cool, but no. So I, able to do it,
Yeah. And then the COVID happened. You're like, hi, I got my wish.
Boom.
I told you I was going to do it. You didn't believe me.
Y'all took my kindness for weakness.
I love
Chef,
that.
I really appreciate having you on tonight. It's been awesome hearing your story and getting to see, a little bit of Virginia's culinary scene. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's not as good of a culinary scene as there is going to be. I hope it'll be more recognized. By far, we have the best product, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We have the best soil, the best fertilization, and hopefully I could.
You guys grow truffles down there?
That's your gig, not my gig. Find out. You find out and you tell me.
All right. Yes, chef.
You're the expert, Vlad.
I was just making sure. Maybe I didn't know Virginia truffles.
We have a huge pork scene. Some of the best pork in the world. We got our Suriano ham. A little play on Surrey ham.
Yeah.
We have some pretty good cheese game down here. Our poultry game's pretty fire. There are local ducks. I don't think they're the greatest. I get Ma Grays from New York personally, just because, if I can't get it better local, I'm just not gonna.
Right.
So, plus
I think that's smart. Being smart local, like not local just for the sake of being local. Right. Yeah.
But
like this tastes like shit, but it's fine. Right. Exactly. Exactly. I'm so glad I have this on my menu. It's 5 minutes away. It doesn't taste good, but at least it's close.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
during the summer though, we had 11 different local farms contributing to our dinner menu alone,
That's
which
awesome.
is really cool.
Yeah.
So
I think that that concept is so cool. I've worked, at a couple different places. Specifically, Innovasi was very farm to table, and you have such an appreciation. Like I know, at Innovasi was the first time I ever cleaned, live soft shell crabs, and you just have a different appreciation for the food when it's oh, I know this came 30 minutes away. When I
yeah,
was at Disney, I was lucky enough to get swordfish that was 20 minutes south of us off a pier. And
that's
it's
awesome.
like people really do. I think I don't think farm to table is going to be a fad. I think it's here to stay. I don't
It's
think
not a thing. It's
yeah,
not. It's
I don't think so.
yeah. So it's funny that you say like you got swordfish from like right off the pier. Like you know,
Right.
like Friday I got in halibut, wild caught, in the Chesapeake, like
Yeah.
fillets like beautiful,
Oh, I love some good halibut.
beautiful.
Yeah. It's really it's yeah, like you
Until
said,
you catch the parasites in it, and then you're like,
Yeah,
that's
have
part
to
of
cook the
nature.
fish all
That
the way through if it's white.
Yeah.
Chef, come on, whitefish, well done.
whitefish, well done.
whitefish, well done.
I'm just gonna cook it in truffle honey.
There's
Truffle
actually
butter.
something else. Like we use like a local honey, and like the farm is like 30 miles down the road. Like you literally well, not you guys, but I tell my staff like when they'll taste it, and I'll be like, you literally probably saw the bee that made this honey.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, that's cool.
Yeah. That's very true.
All right, well, if you ever make a cookbook, I will be the first one to buy it. I know you, Dennis. Thinks very outside the box. Very outside the box.
It's true. Who puts duck breast with pasta?
Right there we go.
Avant-garde.
No, very
Avant-garde.
fancy, very technical. I learned
That's awesome.
learned a lot from him. Learned how to bust ass too.
We'll have to make a trip to Virginia.
Yeah, we might.
Go shit, man. Come
At
straight.
the end of the year, we might just have to visit all the chefs we talked to.
That would be cool. A little late night with chefs tour.
Well, to all our viewers, buy some t-shirts. Support our cause.
T-shirts.
We need to drop truffles to all of our guest chefs.
I'm coming out with a Truffle Boy clothing line, so it's gonna be pretty neat.
Oh, that
Yo,
sounds
you make
like
chef
Kanye's
pants that
clothing
have-
line.
I'm like the Kanye of the food culinary clothing wear. Just
All
have
right,
to say
Vlad,
that out there.
here's your first idea. Old school baggy chef pants with your Truffle Boy logo and cartoonized truffles all over them.
There you go.
Sounds good, but like, what about skinny jeans with the back pocket with the big
No,
truffle
you can
on
do
it?
all of the extra stuff, but like that's where you come out. You gotta come
Oh,
out.
that's
like
my
riff raff.
costume. That's my costume.
That's your first clothing. Of
That's
the
your
clothing
first, yeah.
And then I can do the hammer time dance with them.
line. Yeah.
There you go. I think
Love
you
it.
got to figure it out.
You
You
know,
have to have the orange Crocs.
the orange Crocs. I don't know. Those kind of been banned since Mario Batali was abusive to females, and I don't know exactly the story. I just read the headlines. I just heard something about Mario Batali, so no more orange
I was
Crocs.
just trying to think of the gaudiest kitchen outfit.
Yeah.
I'll get my Guy Fieri shirt on. Do you know that Guy Fieri donated more money to the restaurants
raised-
than fucking
He raised 51.6 million. Yeah, I seen that. That's
Wow.
awesome.
fucking insane, bro. Flavortown, supporting
Flavor Town. Shout out Guy Fieri. Shout out
Yo,
history.
Triple D.
Flavortown.
I was actually
Oh,
coming.
goodness.
I came back in O'Hare today, and on the CNN channel, it was Anthony Bourdain and Eric Ripert, somewhere out in Spain, and they were on a boat, and Bourdain's like, I have a fear for hooks," and I caught a shark. So that was pretty intense. But I have a fear for hooks too.
Hooks.
Hooks,
Like
yeah,
a fishing hook?
Yeah.
Have you seen like how people like cast out and it catches on someone's face?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah. No.
That's my fear exactly.
That you will also have your face caught.
Yeah, no. Face, finger, bro, my hands are like the only thing I have on this planet that are worth something. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
always
So you're
scared.
careful.
Always scared for my hands.
Exactly. All right. Well, Chef, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you everybody for tuning in and, watching another episode of me and Vlad talking to some really, really cool people.
Late night with chefs.
That's perfect. We just need a keyboard to go along with you.
And-
Like,
and- No, it's got to be more upbeat. Late night with chefs. Something like that.
Perfect.
Dennis, it was awesome talking to you, seeing your beautiful gauges. They always look bigger in real life than in the pictures. You're looking good, man. I like hearing that you're in a positive state of mind. You're in a positive environment. You're teaching the next generation of culinary gods, and I want to see you blow up and get everything that you deserve because you are a truly incredible person and incredible chef. So thank you so much for tuning in. To all our viewers, make sure to follow, like, subscribe, and tune in tomorrow. I believe we're going to do another podcast. We still have to line that up.
Yes, I think we will. My schedule's a little odd this week. I know we're doing Monday, Tuesday instead of Tuesday, Wednesday, but in this industry, you got to get the time when you got the time. So
Sure.
we'll figure it out. But yes, thank you everybody for coming in, listening to us. Thank you again, Chef. Stay safe. It sounds like Vlad said, you're making the best out of a bad situation. So that's awesome to hear, and wish you the best of
Killing
luck
it.
with your winter menu coming out 2 weeks from now.
All right, guys. Bye, Dennis. Bye, Doug.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Another
Goodbye.
awesome episode of Late Night with Chefs. Everybody, have a good night. Bye-bye.
Have a great night, everybody. Stay safe.